So get ready with me today as I get prepared to go on a 3-day trip into the woods in the winter. The weather is getting really nice this weekend, so I decided to take a trip into the woods, into a provincial park that allows winter camping. So that's really a really cool option for you guys if you're interested in doing that. So I need to get ready today. We'll pop upstairs, we'll take a look at some of the gear I'll be bringing, and then pop back downstairs as I'm doing some modifications on my canvas wall tent. Here we are in my back room now with a lot of things laid out for you guys to see that I'm bringing on the trip. So down here you're going to see snowshoes by Kirk North of 51. They're from Newfoundland. I'm really excited. I love these, so we're going to bring these on the trip. Just easier to get around on this crazy snow we're having right now. Right now the snow is really melting out. There's been some rain, freezing, so it kind of popped through a hard crust there. Bush that we'll be in will be a little bit hectic with all kinds of branches and trees and stuff like that, so we'll need these kind of bear paw style snowshoes to get around. Right over here you'll see a couple of backpacks for all our stuff, and let's go through everything here that you see laid out. So in this corner here is Royce's stuff, of course. So we've got a 30-foot check line there. Probably need that at certain times of time into camp. We've got his dog food bowls down here. They're nice, they're kind of collapsible. I've got one for water and one for food. Right here is just like a rain jacket. We are going to get some sleet on one of the days, so just so he's not a soaking wet mop in the tent. There is his sport dog GPS collar, so we'll need that. And that's just a little receiver there that I can tell where he is. Of course, little bags of dog food. Over here, there's his goggles for when he's running around the woods so he doesn't poke his good eye out. And I've got these little shoes here. They're usually used for mushing dogs, just so they don't get like abrasions on the bottom of the feet. I'm worried about the snowpack right now. It is really crusty and hard. I don't want him to tear a nail off. I don't want him to cut a pad, so I've got 4 of those. Back here are the sleeping bags. So these are Teton -30 sleeping bags. They're really nice and warm, and I have my sleeping bag extender there. It extends the range on my Teton by about 10 degrees, so it'll be comfortable down to -40. I mean, you'll survive in it. You won't be extremely comfortable if it gets that cold, but we're not even coming close to those temperatures, so I'm not all that worried. So this one is a luxury item. I'm not really sure I'm going to bring it with me, but it is basically a heated mattress pad. So basically you just plug it into a battery bank and it warms you up while you sleep. So not sure if I'll use it or not, but if there's space, I'm bringing it. Here are little homemade pillows. I made these where you can stuff your clothes into them. Really nice sort of flannel. Okay, right here, these two, the Iffy Actives, are cots. So they're really light, probably about 4 pounds each. Not too bad to bring along. And then these are just camp chairs from Walmart. $20 each. They're basically really small. I wanted something different this year. My red chairs just too cumbersome to bring along on camping trips. These ones support a body weight of up to 250 pounds, and they're really, really light, so you can kind of carry those around. Just a luxury item, of course. And then sleeping pads right there. So 2 sleeping pads. Right here at the back, that's Royce's setup. There's a blanket there, as well as an insulated mat just for being on the snow. I don't want him to get a chill. So back over here, I'm planning on doing some ice fishing. There are some brook trout where I'm at. So I've got my tip up, my kit right here, and my little scoop. I've got my auger in the garage. Some electronics right there, pan, shovel, a few little emergency items like some quick little fire starter tablets for an emergency situation. Don't know if I'll bring those. I mean, birch bark does just fine, but here's like a little blanket there, a little Mylar blanket, so you can kind of, if you fall in the water or something happens, you can warm up really quickly. Little hatchet, shovel, my GPS and compass, obviously. And there's my ACR. So this is my rescue link. So it works in areas where you can't get cell signal. If you're in a really dire emergency and you can't get out, I just need to push a button, activate this, and emergency services will be on the way. So thankfully, I came really close to using it when I had my heart emergency in the bush many years ago. Literally minutes away from pushing the button, but didn't have to. My heart got back to normal, and I've had a surgery since. So let's pray I never, ever have to use this. There's a few little Band-Aids right here. All right, so I've got some knives and Leatherman. I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to take, but definitely a knife and my Leatherman for sure. Probably my buck knife. That's a good one. And here is a really industrial, ferro rod. So that's really good. Take that as well. And here is something from Wallace Vivian. Thank you guys so much for this one. This is my little fire starter kit, and he put my name in the leather. I just love this. Bring it with me and put it on my belt. And there's his little initials on there, WV. How cool. So that comes with me. So special having things from other YouTubers to take on my trips. And over here we have a couple little pots. And this one I think is my little Stanley cup set. I hear Stanleys are getting pretty popular. again. Anyways, had this for years. My first one ended up losing the lid on an ice fishing hole, so I had to get a second one because I liked it so much, but then the lid burnt off this summer, so the tab for the lid burnt off, so I now have a little bit of wire there. There's a second one beside it, and just a few little kitchen items: can opener, scrubby, toothbrush, toothpaste will go with that, fork, pot holder if needed. I don't know if I'll need it. Spoon, and then lots of dried food. So I've got granola bars in my other pack there. Lots of different things to choose from. Just going for about, basically 3 days. So got enough food there, and some snacks. For breakfast, I'll probably bring some oats. We'll see. You'll have to watch the video and see what I come up with, but that's some of the food there. And these little kits from Princess Auto, they're great. They're mess kits. They've got bowls and cutlery in there and like a cutting board. So I love that. Little stove just in case it's needed as a backup plan. And of course, some foot warmers, towel, bear spray for coyotes and stuff. And this is actually a headlamp and some binoculars. And I almost forgot, I have these little cod skins. I pick up a big pack from Cabela's every now and then and roll them up just to give them a few extra treats with his supper. A couple things I forgot to mention, obviously toilet paper and a little saw. And over here, I just found some garbage bags in case things get really wet, or to protect the sleeping bags when we're trekking in or something. Garbage bags are really handy, and a couple little plastic bags there. In a bit, I will be organizing this gear into these bags as well, just to kind of, like a kitchen bag kind of thing, a dog bag. These are dry bags, so those are handy. You can kind of like organize your backpacks. You're not like hauling all this kind of stuff out individually. When you want things, you can just kind of grab whatever bag works for you. So back down here in the basement, here's one of the sleds I'll be bringing along. And right now, I'm working down here today to do the finishing touches on some of my tent repairs. Now, some modifications for my canvas wall tent. So I'm not happy with the doors. I need to change the position of the buckling. And I'm not happy with how I set up my fireproof fabric behind my wood stove. So right now I'm going to make this to integrate actually with the canvas wall tent through the use of snaps. Before I used magnets, they would fall off. It was useless. Very frustrating adventure in the winter. So now I'm going to be installing some snaps to install this on the front door when I have the wood stove in place. So let's do it. So this canvas wall tent you saw behind me, I made myself by hand on the sewing machine. So it's really fun. I love it. I use it all the time, but there's some things about it I just don't like. So I'm here to modify them today. I'm just going to install some of the snaps. This isn't going to take me very long. I've done this a few times for the canvas wall tent. Just need a mallet and just to make some holes, and then we'll install the snaps. I don't believe in measuring. Just kidding. I just want to do this quickly. It's going to be fine. It's literally just some snaps. Doesn't have to be precise. Just eyeball it. There we go. Just show you guys, there's one part of the snap and the other part of the snap. This part's going to go on the canvas wall tent door, and this part is going to go basically here on my fireproof fabric. So this part just goes to the little hole we made right here, and you can see it kind of comes through. And this is the next little piece of that one. You can recognize it. This goes over top like that, and I'll use a special tool to just pop that down so it stays in place. All right, and it's installed. Perfect. And here we are inside the tent now to just do the layout for where the fire blanket's going to go. And you can see there is the part where my wood stove's going to go through, and then the pipe will go kind of all along here. So I just usually like to have a little fireproof area kind of in this region. So I'm just going to measure out where the new snaps are going to go. And to clarify, this is the sleeve that my stovepipe goes up through the roof of the canvas wall tent. You can see more of this fire safe fabric right here as well. Now that I've got it kind of drawn on the door here, really quick little tip for you is to kind of mark off the edge here of the snap. Then you can kind of flip it over onto your fabric, push down, and you'll have a little mark to go by for where you install the next snap. And that's how it looks on this side. Once you've hammered everything together, that's the matching snap. And there we are with the 3 snaps installed. Let's look inside. This is what I will see from the inside. So I think that's pretty darn good. Wood stove goes down here on the floor, piping goes up. So we'll protect it from some of the hottest parts of the stove right here. This is the sewing machine that was responsible for making the tent. Yep, it was my FAF. It's just a little introductory sewing machine, but boy, did I ever put it through its paces. I love this thing, Broke 4 denim needles doing the canvas wall tent on it, but she's still ticking. What I'm doing now is just reinstalling the buckles. I cut them a bit shorter. My mistake was I had them way too far across the front of the tent. There was a gap when they buckled together, so there's wind whipping in the door. So shorten these all up. I'm just going to sew them back on the doors. Shouldn't take me too long. Right, so the first part of the strapping is on there, the buckles. And as you can see, it's just going to go like so. And I'm going to make really short clips. So it's going to actually go right here and clip in right here. Right over there, that's where it was before. And so you can see when you're trying to buckle something all the way over there, there's a huge gap, wind was getting in. So to kind of put the opposite buckle right here, it's going to make such a difference to keep this door nice and sealed. Same goes for inside the tent as well. Here's the new buckle. I've sort of made it shorter there. That's where the old one was. I'm going to clip on the other ones I've marked off right here. So it'll be a really short clip. This door is going to be nice and tight. The wind won't be howling in the tent. To do the right measurements for what I have left to do on the clips of the front door and just behind it, I've got to put on the side of the tent. So I've just done that just to make sure everything is the way it should be. I don't want to set this up incorrectly and then sew on buckles and there'd be a huge issue, discrepancy in the length of one versus the other location. So just doing this to be on the safe side, but don't have much longer to work on this, so better hurry up. Well, we are all done, and my gosh, guys, this looks way better than it has in like years. So I'm really, really happy with that. Not a whole lot of wind's going to get in there. There's really very little gap. Let's look inside. Look at that. Perfect. This is exactly how it's supposed to be. I don't know why I left it, in a kind of a bad state the last couple times I've used it, but I'm so glad I fixed this. It's going to make a huge difference. And to top up the water repellency of my canvas wall tent, I just bought this here to spray it on there just so that we can re-waterproof it for the trip. And for my jacket right here, I've washed it thoroughly. I'll wash my snow pants too. I'm going to actually use this from Cabela's, a Nick Wax direct spray on. So I think that should work pretty well. It's been a while since I've re-waterproofed my clothes. Shouldn't take me too long. And let it hang to dry. So we're all sprayed down. I wiped off some excess product there and we're ready to let it dry overnight. Got this coat off of Facebook Marketplace years ago. Really good deal. Well, that's a really good bit of work done. I'm really happy with that. Now on to just packing my packs and getting on the road. For clothing, layers, layers, and more layers. It's going to be warm, about sometimes up to +5, +2 during the day, and down to -2 at night. So really odd for February. So I'm going to wear layers. T-shirts, sort of wool, long johns, sweaters, my winter parka there. I'll bring snow pants just because if I want to hang out and I don't want to get my regular pants soaking wet. So I'll probably have some lined pants as well, wool socks, and want to bring my mucklucks, but I'll have to bring over boots for them. It's just too wet. It'll soak through the leather, even though they're treated with dubbin and things like that. So stay tuned. The camping adventure is coming up, and today was the prep video. So stay tuned. We're gonna have lots of fun. Take care.